What's good, everybody? It's John. I come back at you on another video. So with this video, I'm going to explain a very important concept. So I need you guys to pay very close attention to what I'm going to say, right? The title of this video is this: what you want is already yours. All right, I'm going to say it again. What you want is already yours. It already belongs to you, right? So all you need to do is claim it. Now, this video is actually inspired by one of my mentors, the late great Bob Proctor. Never had a chance to actually meet him, but I've learned so much of what I know now came from studying his work and learning his material. And he uses an example. I've seen a clip of him using an example, him speaking about money, and he would explain that if he wanted to attract money into his life, he would first believe that he had money, right? He would envision himself having access to money. He would see himself in his mind, right? Using his imagination and his creativity, he would see himself as already being wealthy. He would envision himself already having access to the money that he desired, right? He says that he would not let his bank account dictate that. And that is how, if you ever needed a secret to how to live and operate your life, that is a secret right there with that example that I just shared, right? If you wanted to attract large sums of money, you need to begin seeing yourself and imagining and envisioning yourself having access to this money, already having it in your possession, believing that it already belongs to you, right? So that you begin operating from the mentality and from the mindset of already being a winner. See, when he says he doesn't let the bank account dictate that, is because for most people, let's say 99% of people, they will let what their bank account statement determine. They will let whatever number they see decide on their value, right? They'll let that number, whatever value appears, determine what their worth actually is, when in reality, that number is never going to be a reflection of your true wealth because it can't, right? You need to first off remember that money was created by us, was created by humans. Right? There was a point in time where money didn't exist, right? We had to just trade goods. So money is not a real thing. Money is an abstract idea. It is basically, it was put in place to make life easier for everyone else. But money by itself doesn't actually mean anything because it's simply just a piece of paper with a number on it. It's just that because we accept it as a form of exchange and currency, we all agree that it holds value, right? So you need to remember that money itself, money cannot ever be worth more than us because we're the ones that created money, right? The creation can never be worth more than the creator, right? Because just as we created money, we can get rid of it, or we can create something and put something better in place that can help replace money, right? Like, so money can never be worth more than us. And yet people will look at their bank account, they'll see $500 and think that that's all they're good for and see that that's all they're worth. When someone does that, how are they going to feel if they see $500 to their name, right? They're going to feel bad. They're going to feel worried. They're going to feel worthless. They're going to feel anxious. They're going to feel all these negative emotions. And the reason why they feel these negative emotions is because their inner self, their inner being, the spirit that lives on within them, they feel that discord within them because their spirit does not agree, right? This person can look at the $500 and tell themselves that they're broke, that they're poor, that they're not good for anything, and they'll feel negative emotion on the inside because their true self is not in agreement with those thoughts. Your true self understands and believes that you are great, that you can have access, that you can be, do, or have anything in this planet, anything in this world, right? You can call it forth into your life. And so to just think, and when you look at the number that's on your bank statement, what you need to remember is that is simply just a snapshot of present day. That's all it is. It's literally just a reflection. It's almost like looking at your banking app and just seeing a status update on your finances. That's it. But what you need to remember is a present day snapshot or a status update is just a reflection of present day and all of the past thoughts and actions that you've taken. It has no bearing and no reflection on the future, right? By using another example, if you were single right now, it would be silly to think that just because you're single right now that you are going to be single for the rest of your life. That's not how this works, right? If someone's young and they're single, and if they might be single temporarily, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to be single for the rest of their life. The only time someone ends up being single for the rest of their life is if they believe that they're going to be single for the rest of their life, or they choose to be single for the rest of their life. But if you want a partner, then it would be silly for you to think that just because right now you're single, that it guarantees that you're going to be single for the rest of your life. That doesn't make sense, right? If someone that was young believed that, then I'm sure their friend would probably slap them across the head and say, hey, like, stop thinking that way, right? Because it's not true. And yet a lot of people think that same way with finances. They think that because they're in a position right now that's probably not desirable, right? They think that where they're at right now is going to determine the rest of their life, that it is a life sentence, when that couldn't be further from the truth. If you had a dream to be financially abundant and to be worth X amount of millions or billions of dollars, right? Whatever that number is, who cares? If you had access to that money right now, how would you feel, right? Most people would be like, oh, well, if I had access to the money, I would be jumping around, I would be celebrating, I would be, I would go grab a home, I would be doing this and that, and right? And you could tell, because they would have financial dreams, that they would get excited thinking about finances, thinking about all their finances being taken care of. They'll be thinking about like all the things that they will be doing, right? Like clearly this person would be experiencing a lot of positive, happy emotions. Well, if you believe that all that money was given to you on the spot, if you truly believe that it was already yours and it already belonged to you, you would be operating the same way. You would be operating with such a level of confidence and belief, because you would believe that everything's already taken care of, so that there's no reason for you to be worried, right? If it already belonged to you, what is there to be worried about? What is there to be fearful of? Nothing, right? It's the same idea where if you are looking for love, if you're looking for a partner, you want to become love. You want to be filled with love first. Because when you are filled with love, when you are happy, when you are vibrating positive energy, you're vibrating your best, that means you are showing up as the best version of yourself. So if you're showing up as the best version of yourself, you are putting yourself in the best position possible to attract the best fit or the best partner, the best match for you. There are people who are searching for love, but they're depressed that they haven't found love, and then they try to go into the dating scene while being depressed. People are not going to want, if someone is looking for love because they want to experience love, and you're showing up depressed, right? Then you're not going to be a match to someone that's looking for love, right? If you are showing up as love, if you are showing up with the right attitude, being full of life and happiness and energy, right? Then someone that's going to be vibrating the same energy is going to be a match, right? I think everyone that's looking for love is also looking for happiness. They're looking for someone that's going to bring them happiness, right? So you want to show up as that first. It's the same idea. You can't, it's impossible for you to attract all this wealth and to bring that forth in your life if you think you're a loser and you're a bum and you're good for nothing, right? It becomes impossible, because if you feel as though you're a loser and you're not good enough and there's nothing that you can do about it, then you're never going to act on anything. You're never going to take advantage of any opportunity, and you're also going to be vibrating negative emotions, which is going to prevent the things that you want to flow into your life. When you are vibrating positivity, the right energy, the right attitude, that's how you begin bringing the things that you want into your life. But you need to believe that it already belongs to you. You need to believe that the things that you want in your life, the dreams that you have, that it already has your name written on it. That the house that you've always wanted to have, that you fell in love with looking at photos or watching videos on the internet about, you need to believe that it already has your name on it, that the key already belongs to you, right? And you need to live your life that way, because if you believe that it already belonged to you, well then guess what? You wouldn't be paying attention with all of the flaws or the problem with the current place that you live in, right? Or if you believe that the dream car that you've always wanted belongs to you, right? You wouldn't be worried about the problems or the issues that your current vehicle is if your current vehicle is unreliable, right? Like, you wouldn't be worried about the problem with the current vehicle, because you know that your dream car is already here, that it belongs to you. So why would I be worried about this vehicle when I know my dream car is here, right? Same thing with finances. It's like if you already believe that you were a millionaire or billionaire, you would be holding your head up high. You would be walking with supreme confidence. You would trust your judgment, and you would be creating things. You would be operating from that perspective and that vantage point, rather than operating from the perspective of someone who believes that they're not good enough, or someone that believes that they're a loser, or that everything they touch, like, or nothing ever works out for them. No, you would believe that you are good enough, that you are capable, and you would essentially step into someone that you've never been before. And when you do that, right, you'll be thinking differently, and you'll be operating differently. So that will lead to results that you probably haven't had before. This is how it all works. So remember, the title of the video is "What You Want Is Already Yours." All you need to do is claim it. And this is for everything. If you're watching this video and you are an aspiring content creator, and let's just say your dream is to reach 1 million subscribers, you need to show up as a content creator that already has 1 million subscribers. You don't want to show up as a content creator that is extremely shy and worried and, feels as though they're not good enough, because then what are they going to do? They're not going to post content. They're not going to work. They're going to think that it's just not going to work out for them. And so they're just going to give up without ever truly trying, right? But if you already believe that you've reached that goal, that dream goal is already belongs to you, then you're going to be showing up each and every day as that content creator, and you're going to be putting out content. You're going to be putting out your best work. You're going to be providing so much value to everyone on the platform, to everyone in the world, that there's going to be no other option but for your channel to grow, right? You can't look at, once again, the YouTube channel that you're looking at right now. If, let's just say, the subscriber count is not where you want it to be, that number, once again, that number is like the bank account, is simply just a current day snapshot. That has no bearing on the future. If I were to continue putting one foot in front of the other, delivering tremendous value to people, the channel is going to grow. It will be inevitable for it to grow. It will be inevitable for my impact to continue spreading around the world, which is my goal and what is it that I'm pursuing, right? I have to show up as that person first. I have to operate with a level of confidence that is unmatched and unwavering, because I'm already there, right? This is how it works. In sports, in order for you to become champion and to win the championship, you have to show up as the champion first. The championship level player with the championship level mindset, you need to show up with that first before you can, beat all the teams and then finally hoist the trophy and be labeled as champion and seen as champion. You need to have that championship grit and that championship resilience first before you can hoist up the trophy. This is how it works. You don't hoist a trophy and then suddenly you have confidence that you can do it. No, you have to have confidence and belief first, because that is what's going to propel you forward, even through all the losses, even through all the mistakes, all the obstacles, through everything. You need to believe that you're already there first, and then the rest of the universe will then create the fact. This is how it works, right? It's not the fact that create the belief, it's the belief that creates the fact. So if you believe that what you want is already yours, that it belongs to you, and you claim it, then that means you already believe it to be the case. And because of your belief, that belief is what's going to propel you forward and then ultimately create the fact in life and in the world to then prove your belief right. This is why the beliefs are most important, and beliefs are nothing more than thoughts that you think over and over and over, which means that you can change your belief because you can change the thought that you think, right? So if you have a belief of you being not good enough, then you can change that. You can change that thought and tell yourself that you are good enough, that you are capable, that you could be, do, or have anything, and keep telling yourself that and thinking that over and over and over. So when things get harder, things get tough, you can smile and understand and believe that what you want is already yours. There's no reason for you to worry. You just need to put one foot in front of the other and just trust what it is that you're doing, because you will inevitably get to where it is that you're going. It's only going to be a matter of time. You need to believe and trust it first up here before you start seeing it in your physical world, before the evidence starts appearing. So some people say it's delusional, but why wouldn't you want that, right? We want to live a life that's fulfilling. We want to live a life that's beyond our wildest imagination, because we only have one opportunity and one chance here. So might as well make it the most fun, enjoyable, adventurous, amazing experience as possible, right? And that is what you will need, and that's what it will take to get there, right? And so be happy, have fun, have the right attitude, get excited, because the things that you want is already here, available for you, present day. You just have to tap in and feel that energy and operate from that vantage point. So this is how it all works, right? What you want, it doesn't matter what it is, anything. Whatever it is that you want is already yours. All you need to do is simply claim it. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road. So many subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.